I see plenty of posts from you on Facebook. Megan Campbell joining us, a yoga instructor. We're going to kind of hit two things because I know you have a big event coming up on Sunday, which we're going to get to. But for a lot of people, they're into this race weekend, and you're going to see it afterwards. Everyone's kind of got that excitement, but then they finally get to that finish line. And there's of course the bananas and the oranges, and then they keep walking, and the next day they're killing.
Yes.
You know, you have some great post-race stretches that you want people to be able to do, so that kind of alleviates any of that soreness the next day.
Right. So every time for you're running, on average, let's say a mile, your feet are hitting the ground over 1,000 times, and every time your feet hit the ground, you have impact of 2 or 3 times your body weight. So there's areas of our body that are getting obviously strained, like knees, feet, low back, tight hamstrings. So these are some of the stretches that you want to do to make sure that you're counterbalancing all that hard work from the running.
Okay, so let's take a look.
Yeah, so the first one we're going to come onto hands and knees. And this is a good one you can do before as well, but afterwards is really great. So you want to bring both hands to the inside of the right foot, and you can walk your foot a little closer to the outside edge. And to protect your knee as always, you want to make sure we're doing that. Knees are in line with toes. And one of the things you want to do instead of coming down is to come up into a stretch for the front body. And this also opens the low back, hips, very mild for hamstrings. And if you feel like the hamstrings are really tight, you can even crawl your foot up a little bit more. Yeah. And it starts to open the psoas. So the psoas gets tight because we're moving in that forward motion when we run. So we want to start to open the front body. It's really important. So we would do that on both sides. And then you'd come down onto your forearms. And we have Sphinx pose. So your elbows are under your shoulders. And if you already have low back issues or injuries going on from all of the running, you can take your legs wider. And if you feel it in your upper back, you can also slide your elbows forward so that you decrease curvature on the spine. And this releases through the low back again. And then from there, you would slide, you'd hold that pose maybe 5 or 8 breaths would be good. You'd slide your hands back, and instead of lifting the feet, you just want to lift your head, chest, and hands off the ground and press into the top of your feet. So this starts to strengthen the muscles of the low back, which kind of feels counterintuitive if you have low back issues or injuries already. But actually in the core, you're strengthening a lot of the front body when you're running. And in yoga, we think sides and back too, so like a girdle. And that really provides a stability for the back. So then from there, you'd want to push up, and you're going to come into a downward dog. And this is going to stretch the back of the legs, right? And then with the back of the legs stretched and the calves, the back of the ankles, you also have the top of the feet, the shins. So all those muscles you're using running.
So when you have people that are going to finish doing the run, walk it off for a little bit, but then immediately get into this, the quicker you're doing it afterwards, the better it is for you.
And the longer you can hold them. So these poses other than downward dog can be very passive, like the Sphinx and the low lunge. If you can hold them anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes relaxed, you're going to get full benefits in stretching not necessarily your muscles, but the tissues that help support your muscles.
Okay, so while a lot of people are going to be running and then hopefully doing these stretches on race weekend, especially on Sunday, we're actually going to be doing your big, huge yoga-thon, which has a wonderful component to it. So if you can, I know you've lost a couple, you know, a lot of people are kind of doing both of them for you this weekend.
Yeah, so my business, Journey of the Yogini, we're a soul-based business that uses the power of yoga to unite women and raise awareness and funds for charities that support women and girls. Our biggest event is the annual Yogini Yogathon, and it's 3rd year here in Ottawa, 1st year in Toronto. And we're raising money this year for Because I'm a Girl. It's held at the Glebe Community Center, and this year it's bigger and better than ever because we have some amazing sponsors like The Table and Yoga and Tea. And through your commitment fee, you're also supporting Helping Hands for India and the women's program at the Royal. So 3 charities throughout the day.
So Because I Am a Girl, and then the one at the Royal Ottawa, and then what was the other one?
Helping Hands for India.
Helping Hands for India. Are there still a couple of spots available? Because I know everything getting underway around 9:30, right?
Yeah, there are. It's $133 for the day. That includes a direct donation to Because I Am a Girl and the other 2 charities that we're sponsoring, as well as full day of yoga 9 to 4 with amazing, inspiring teachers from around the city, and a catered lunch by the Nourish Self, vegan, allergen friendly, and tons of prizes like a trip to Africa.
Oh my goodness, there's a ton on the go.
A lot, yeah.
Okay. And I'm looking forward to being able to kick everything off on Sunday morning. So there's still a couple of spots available, and it is a full day affair with lunch. Everything is all included from 9 until 4. So if you have the opportunity, check out the website, and you'll be able to get in on that.